Harper Perennial and HarperAudio present The Nightingale's Castle, a novel of Erzsebet Báthory, The Blood Countess, by Sonia Velton, performed by Elinor Coleman. I will not allow myself to be dominated by men for long. Countess Erzsébet Báthory, letter to György Bányfi, 3rd of February, 1606. He saw the sun's dimmed visage disappear, and spied forth, issuing from a cavern hoar, a monster, which a woman's likeness wore. Orlando Furioso, Canto 42, 1532. Historical note. In 1573, when she was 13 years old, Countess Erzsébet Báthory reputedly gave birth to an illegitimate child. The infant, a girl, was swiftly bundled up and handed to a villager to be brought up in one of the hamlets surrounding the castle. History has not recorded what became of the child after that. When Báthory, the so-called Blood Countess, was arrested in Hungary on the 29th of December 1610 for allegedly murdering numerous young girls, her 4 accomplices were arrested alongside her. They were János Ficskoy Újvári, a young lad, and Johannes Factotum, jack of all trades, Ilona Jó Nagy, former wet nurse to the Countess's children, Dorottya Szentes, a senior servant, and Katalin Benecki, a washerwoman. Prologue. In this topsy-turvy world, a serving girl can be a queen. She can sit on a wooden throne, and all around her men will bow their heads and listen. Her word will be law. "Tell us about this book," says the prosecutor. He is the queen-maker, the one who has elevated this keeper of animals, this sewer of stitches, to such an exalted place. "It belonged to the Countess," she says. "It was in a rosewood box in her library." The prosecutor doesn't ask how a serving girl came to be in the privy chambers of a countess. Details are as unwelcome in a courtroom as children, merely troublesome and unnecessary. "You opened it." She shrugs. "The key was always kept in the lock." "What was inside? A book? A kind of ledger?" Remembering the book makes the girl nervous. It was such a sinister thing, an inventory of death, a catalogue of misfortune. In her hand she holds a little wooden goose, her poor man's orb. Someone told her once to rub its neck if she felt worried or sad, and she does so now, working her thumb into the worn groove. "Well, what was in it?" The prosecutor tries to keep the impatience from his voice, but he senses that this girl has important evidence to give. She is different to the other witnesses, with their tales of corpses and burn marks, welts and pincered flesh. She has a connection to the Countess that the other girls didn't. He needs to prise her open like an oyster, pluck out the pearl within. "A list of girls' names, and alongside each one was how she died." "She cannot even read!" A voice from the gallery, shrill as a whistle. "I could see it was a list of names, plain enough," insists the girl. "Who wrote this list?" "It was in the Countess's own hand, a record of all the girls she murdered and how she did it." The courtroom erupts, but the prosecutor is momentarily silent. He looks to the jury, the 20 good men who, in this topsy-turvy world, now sit in judgment on a countess. He sees himself reflected in the fine cut of their clothes, the fat that pads their cheeks, the moral certainty of their gaze, and in that moment, he knows that this will be easy. "How many names were there?" he asks. The girl queen shifts on her temporary throne. The trouble with a new wool petticoat is that it itches. The trouble with
Sample complete. Ready to continue?